This is by far the most insane off-road experience I've ever been on. Oh man, Dot. We're literally floating just 30 centimeters in the air.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way you can climb that on foot. No way at all.
Yeah! Yeah!
Here's what I'm saying. No one has ever managed to pull that off with a Dacia. Good day, dear friends of refined motorsports. Today we have the brand new Dacia Duster in store, and you know we always talk in superlatives, right? The cheapest, the best, the smallest, the largest, you get the idea, right? The Dacia Duster stands as the most affordable all-wheel drive SUV you can find in Germany. False. Because there is the Suzuki Ignis, which is a bit cheaper. It doesn't matter, the car looks really cool. Could you please go over there and check it out once? I truly believe it looks simply amazing. It's quite a significant improvement by an astounding 150,000% or so. The car looks really cool. Back to the topic of prices, it starts at 18,950 euros. However, without all-wheel drive, it's a bit more with all-wheel drive, and you can deck it out with all sorts of features, which we'll discuss later on. Up to 28,000 something euros. So still very, very affordable. And for the slightly increased price compared to the predecessor, you get significantly more. Just the look alone. Let me just say, the daytime running light here, that's Lamborghini style. That Y-shaped thing, you typically only find it at Lamborghini and also at Dacia. And I believe the car presents itself extremely confidently, yet still manages to remain likable. It's not like, oh, here I come. Instead, it's more like, wow, that's such a really nice and appealing looking car. Let's stroll around and take a look at it from the back. From the side, I believe it looks absolutely amazing and cool. With the roof rack, it undeniably appears rugged and tough, while from the back, it boasts a strong, muscular look that truly stands out. There's protective plastic cladding all around the vehicle, at the back, front, and on the sides, so if you have a small parking scrape, you won't need to rush to the painter immediately. I think it's very cool of Dacia because they say, hey, for a small scratch, I'm not going to drop 500 euros at the painter. You don't have to, it's just plastic. What's cool is the plastic here is regular, right here. It's actually recycled material. That's why they added these white speckles in it. And it's made of 20% recycled plastic. So then we have this nice planking here. Honestly, it does remind me a little bit of a Land Rover or maybe even a Range Rover. You understand what I'm saying, Simon?
Mm-hmm.
And a bit of 7 Series.
Grün.
You had an L over there too, you know? Yeah, okay. Anyways, at the front, there's some nice unpainted plastic, which is absolutely ideal for effortlessly performing those traditional French parking maneuvers. And nothing happens right away. The hood looks insanely cool, especially when you're sitting inside. These formations here, it's honestly quite something. Like, I think it's super cool because it's something different again, which is refreshing. You definitely don't normally see that with other cars around. So you can absolutely go ahead with it. Roof rack. It can hold up to 80 kilos, and that's actually a truly massive piece of equipment. Otherwise, I believe the car looks quite great overall, just small things here and there like up front. In the window, take an even closer look here. You can really clearly see the Duster, which is pretty much steadily making its way up the road. I believe these particular details truly add to its overall charm and appeal. So, and now let's go inside, because we actually have more space in there. For example, in the trunk, a total of 456 liters. Check out this gigantic hole there. So then we've got this large mat here. Great, you can let anything run off it that you want. Fits perfectly. So, a bigger trunk, and we actually have more space in the back seat compared to the predecessor. So you actually get more for your money. The seat is already adjusted for me, and honestly, there's really space here. We had a BMW 5, really similar. AOT Touring. Space-wise, it's absolutely fantastic indeed. Oh, and here's a tiny little detail I noticed. I really have to be extra careful and shimmy over here. That's the cup holder. There are these little hooks where you can effortlessly hang various things easily. Here we have a cup holder, and we've cleverly mounted a handy lamp. You can simply take it, easily put it on the other side, stick it here securely, then you can take the lamp and search for whatever you're looking for right here. Where did I lose my phone? These are the kind of little gimmicks that add a nice touch of excitement to a car and truly simplify everyday life. Here, we have these wonderful matte finish floor mats, which are both practical and nice looking. Now let's make our way to the front and get into the driver's seat to experience everything firsthand. So we'll dive in. What do we see? We see an infotainment system that didn't exist like this before. We're observing a digital display screen, not merely standard ads, but rather a sophisticated display that fully informs me about everything. Great power steering, it's so smooth when parked, just as it should be. Manual transmission vehicle, and then over here we have the mode selector, where you can actually configure everything related to the all-wheel drive system. So you can drive in eco mode, auto mode, snow, mud, and then you also have the option to switch to lock. On lock sounds like German youth slang. No, now for real. On lock means that essentially the power is distributed 50-50 between the front and the back wheels. The car actually still responds to the real-world conditions it encounters, so it's not truly locked in the way you'd expect from regular, real off-road vehicles, but there's still a degree of variability integrated into it. So the car can respond properly, but it's really more designed for tough terrain akin to off-road conditions. So here's Apple CarPlay and so on ready to go. But you can also do Android Auto, Amazon Music, Bluetooth of course, we have those here, navigation, the radio player, and even Spotify pre-installed. The amusing thing is that navigation is pretty much always done online. There's no dedicated built-in navigation system. Instead, it continually retrieves the real-time traffic situation from the internet, which is perfect because then it's like when you're driving with your phone. Once more, the headliner briefly divided. It's a bit, I think, IKEA style. It has a bit of a Swedish look, not completely dark and not entirely light. I find it really extremely well done. Overall, the dashboard is just super amazing and cool. We have this green inlay here which runs all the way through. Then we have the Lamborghini air vents with the Y design again. You can click a phone holder here, and of course we have automatic climate control and so on. And I truly believe it has transformed into a very mature car. It really is distinctively different and much, much higher in quality, especially when considering the materials used throughout. There's no doubt about it, the interior remains plastic, but this has always been the underlying philosophy, that in principle, you can hose down the interior of the car or thoroughly clean it out with a garden hose if you prefer. When you've gone a bit overboard off-road again, there's one more thing I forgot. We actually have a wireless phone charging station here now. That works. Inductive charging is switched on with 2 USB-C ports ready for use and a 9-volt outlet available for added flexibility. So everything we need is ready. Does it also have a glove compartment? How does it perform? I got in at 80, now it's 84. Pulls well. You can do it like that. We need to talk about the engine briefly. So we have a mild hybrid system, 48-volt onboard network, 16 horsepower are in play, but it's not a real electric motor. So you can't drive purely electric, but it kind of assists a bit when starting. When accelerating and so on and so forth, it adds a bit of punch to it. So there's the engine, 1.2 liters, 3 cylinders, without an engine cover. Charming. I find it charming. You can really see what's going on. We only have 3 cylinders, and that's obvious at first glance. We've got 130 horsepower and 230 Newton meters of torque, fine for, let's say, normal driving. The car reaches 0 to 100 in 11 seconds and maxes at 180 kilometers per hour. That's exactly it. To be truly honest, I think the design is absolutely fantastic. I really, really like the car a lot. Here with the golden mirrors and all, it really stands out, the car. If we genuinely have to ponder it now, okay, what do we prefer? Personally, I definitely like the front better because it really feels as if it's crafted from one single piece. So, to be clear, the car undeniably looks great and stunning. When it comes to the rear, however, I'm giving my honest and genuine opinion here. That's quite cool, but for some reason, I feel I would have found it even more impressive if the taillights had been somewhat more seamlessly incorporated into this design. But otherwise, it's not an ugly car, right? You really can't say that. I believe it has a solid look, and even though I'm trying to avoid it, that word is stuck in my brain. It looks cute, it's really quite nice. You think to yourself, yep, definitely a Duster. I genuinely think it's fantastic. Take a look over here, it even features a fin on the roof. I completely overlooked that because of the huge roof rack. I think that's a cool car. Whether it drives well and really delivers off-road, that's exactly what we're going to find out now. What are we doing with the Duster? We'll drive some on the country road to check it out. What the car can do, given that the chassis and everything else are apparently better, improved noise levels, and overall it's reportedly become a more mature vehicle. Then we will head to the off-road terrain and not just drive on small gravel paths, but we'll really be putting the Duster through its paces, just like we did in the previous video. We're really going to push the new Duster right to its absolute limits and beyond. We'll thoroughly test and explore if there's anything at the Bilsterberg that it simply can't handle. And he really has to be able to do that because we know the Duster as a tough off-roader that can more or less do anything, handle anything, and get through anywhere. That's what we want to test today. It just sounds like a 3-cylinder, it just does. So we did a sound check too. Let's get moving. We're heading over to the country road now. You can immediately hear it start a generator, no starting, nothing. But now also here. And then the thing runs. So 130 horsepower we mentioned, didn't we? Can that really do something? At the moment, I'd say yes. But if I'm being totally honest, there's something I truly enjoy about sitting in a normal car again and simply driving a manual shift. This is simply a delight. It has become a much more mature car. Honestly, it's more like, it's not about giving up everything anymore, but rather, how could you best describe it? It's more like, well, we'll provide you with the basic necessities, the must-haves, and of course, everything that's mandated by law, ensuring you get what's absolutely required and essential. That's what I'm hearing right now, this beep. You must have it. And from July onwards. In 2024, all newly registered cars must have this thing where if you're driving just 1 km/h faster than allowed, so traffic sign recognition is a must. And this buzzer, that they start beeping once you exceed a certain km/h, honestly, it's really super annoying because it just keeps constantly beeping. Somehow, if you can't turn it off. You can turn it off, yet it reactivates with each new start. It's now also found in Dacia. Naturally, we now have all the assistance that you absolutely must have. Up until now, Dacia has said, let's be honest here, ESP is important, but everything else is not needed. And we'd prefer to forego that in order to provide a more budget-friendly car option. Now, the legislator mandates a whole lot of different things. I need to pause briefly to read it out, as there are truly many details. What do we need to have? Lane departure warning and lane keeping assistant. We just talked about speed warning when you are 1 km/h over speed limit. The emergency braking assistant was initially included, but now it also detects pedestrians and cyclists. Sure, that's great. The car needs to include a drowsiness alert system and also rear parking sensors for enhanced driver safety. Why? I have a plastic bumper? Now let's speed through. Oi. We have to brake once more and then really take off again. Let's conduct a quick acceleration test. Considering that we have 130 horsepower at our disposal, we are ready to see how fast we can really get going, and off we go. I honestly think it's really okay, because the car is light and accelerates well. 11 seconds isn't that bad at all. Additionally, the front-wheel drive 130 model manages it in 9.9 seconds, which is just a bit over a second faster. It's probably just a bit more lively and snappier because you do have the option to create a little bit of wheel spin at the start with it. And that's why it's just faster gone than with the all-wheel drive, where if you try to do a wheel spin, you'll miserably fail because you only have 130 horsepower and you'll just stall the car and let the clutch slip. Yeah, that's why you need a bit of clutch-induced wheel spin when you get going, and that takes up extra time, about 11 seconds or so, but so be it. Honestly, that has never really been the strong suit of the Dacia Duster, and it still isn't excelling in that area now. Doesn't have to be either. So, noise comfort, honestly, there's a bit of rain pattering, but otherwise, I hear What are we going at now? 80, up ahead it's 70. We need to brake again? We've got water noises and such. I just believe the car that it's gotten a bit quieter, because why would Dacia write that if it wasn't true? What I definitely notice is that the suspension has become more comfortable. It's now. Not as rigid and not as dry, but it has become a little bit more comfortable overall, which naturally benefits the car because it just drives more smoothly. But you see, my body kind of aligns a bit. If it happens to slightly go over the plane, that's perfectly fine. We're now driving along the road. It's really quite winding, and we're definitely moving steadily uphill. So it's about engine performance, chassis performance, and steering, and so on and so forth. Where are we right now? Obviously in auto mode. Dude, we've even got a hill descent control system. Wow. We'll deal with the off-road capabilities later. For now, it's all about on-load. We're pulling up here now. Dude, this is going really well. I'm in 5th gear. It already has torque, and it's not like a lazy cruiser. I mean, we're at, I don't know, 2,500 RPM. We'll go down to 80. 80 is 2,000 RPM, just over 70. And now I floor it and it pushes nicely. We are now cruising at 100 kilometers per hour. As I mentioned earlier, it's somehow just not very sporty at all. Honestly, I must admit that I truly find the gear shift to be quite nice and pleasantly crisp, which is something I really appreciate. The Dacia Duster had that before as well. It's wonderful to just stir things up down there again. 5th gear, 6th gear. Seriously, I really like the Duster because it represents such a straightforward and uncomplicated kind of car. Indeed, it has improved and become more advanced and sophisticated, technically engaging, particularly concerning the all-wheel drive system. But he still remained a Duster. It was kind of like when I first saw the photos, I thought, oh, that's not really that uncomplicated car anymore. So that there's only the necessary and not all the shiny special features. And I was somewhat concerned that the car might end up driving like, like a true SUV, more in the manner of a Tiggan. But the Duster remains true to itself, still being the Duster, and it drives just as rough with the same honest and earthy feel as its predecessor managed to provide. A bit more refined, a bit more comfortable. I don't think we'll be having a 25-minute talk about the suspension here, even though we're about to hit the track. It's simply a nice car. The car has certainly improved, but it's still not, I don't know, at the level of a Tiggan or let alone a Touareg or anything along those lines. It's still the genuine, honest car, just as we've come to know and love it over the years, and I truly appreciate that a lot. Now we're turning right here, Alton Beacon. Now comes the comfort check over the rail line. Watch out. He does it well. He really did well. So now we keep him on a short leash. Do we have understeer? No. Yes, although if you apply a bit of load, we do have slight understeer. But it slips back into the curve. Very agile. Huh? Even over these little bumps. Soy, joy, joy. But not so doughy, rather like, yeah, it informs you about what's happening on the street, or what has happened on the street, to be more precise. What kind of potholes are there? What unevenness has happened? Which is good because then you know how the road is. Rev limiter, come on, go away. Ah. I have to reflect my own perspective here. When an enthusiast like me, who is completely car crazed and admittedly a bit of a wild fanatic, hops into a vehicle such as that, which lacks a lot of horsepower under the hood, it's basically an SUV, quite affordable and specifically engineered with the broader public in mind, designed to meet their everyday needs. It's fascinating to see how someone used to high performance, quick acceleration, and high speeds reacts when driving a basic everyday car. This kind of bread and butter vehicle doesn't offer the flashy features they're accustomed to, focusing instead on essential needs for daily driving. That's likely still how one could refer to it, and I can watch myself right here, genuinely taking delight in this particular car. Why? Because it's still simple. It still doesn't have any fuss. Yes, we can connect our iPhone here and our Android, and who knows what else you can connect. You have online navigation. You can adjust that here with the all-wheel drive system so that the all-wheel drive really adapts to the conditions. Snow, mud, or really tough terrain, those are 5 different modes. Indeed, he's got all those features, making him overall a better car. However, it doesn't take its character. What I mean with that is, this is genuinely a vehicle you can truly have loads of fun with, a steadfast companion through both thick and thin, while simultaneously offering an incredibly brilliant and reassuring warranty. It's truly a car that picks you up, accompanies you through thick and thin, and you can drive it to the ends of the earth, all at a fantastic price with remarkably low fuel consumption, with very low running costs. I mean, a 1.2-litre engine, how much does that cost in taxes? To be honest, I'm not entirely certain. However, it's definitely very, very cost effective. And yes, it's kind of like the opposite concept to a Mercedes G-Class. You could almost argue or suggest that fairly confidently, because the G-Class can do everything. It climbs up everywhere, down everywhere, and is simultaneously an ultra-luxury ride with all the bells and whistles. Now it's even available as fully electric. By the way, that one isn't, but there is a real hybrid version available. This one here is a mild hybrid, available as a full hybrid. And yes, it's just a clean, straightforward car with a clear and well-defined direction. Achieve a lot while spending just a little money. That's quite a cool and inspiring motto, in my opinion. Honestly, this manual transmission system is really just so... I genuinely do like it quite a lot. I like shifting. And the cars today, the ones I get to drive all day, of course, I know. Nowadays, they're all automatic. Hardly any manuals are left. It's pretty wild. That's why I'm really enjoying sitting in a manual again. By the way, the weight of this vehicle. The car weighs 1,379 kilos, and that makes it lighter than a McLaren 750S. 10 kilos lighter than a McLaren 750S. Yeah, the power to weight ratio might be a bit different, but still, it's a lightweight car. That's something you can definitely say. Let's quickly check the data one more time. We have a 1.2-litre 3-cylinder engine with a turbo, of course. It has 130 horsepower and 230 newton meters of torque from 0 to 100 in 11 seconds with a maximum speed of 180 kilometers per hour. That is a Duster, guys. Probably with that thing mounted on top, it only reaches around 170. If you wish to fully turn off this assistance system, particularly the features like traffic sign recognition and speed limit warnings. Oh yeah, there's understeering now. He didn't really like that at all, but it's definitely safe. If you have understeer, then you drive, you steer, and the car would follow that curve. But it doesn't take this curve, it goes on a slightly wider curve. That means, theoretically, you could end up off course. However, it really is quite easy to grasp, and that's precisely the core point we are dealing with here. Ease off on the gas pedal. There's no need to countersteer or do much else, just ease off or lightly tap the brake pedal. Using ABS, it functions just as effectively, so that's an incredibly safe driving behavior. Although it's not the sportiest option, it definitely provides more safety. The rain that recently fell has made the road wet and very slippery at the moment. Before it was just lightly, a little bit damp. Now it's really wet, and you can just feel it a bit more. But to be completely honest, the car drives perfectly normal. And do you know what I absolutely love? The view over my hood is simply amazing. It looks super cool with those 2 slots integrated into it. It truly gives off an off-road rough vibe, just like the entire vehicle. Obviously, one might argue that there is plastic all around. It's not leather, it's a wipeable and easy to clean material. These seats, you can find plastic everywhere, as it supports and really enhances the overall design concept. We're a reliable and robust vehicle, crafted for rugged off-road use and expertly built for dependable utility. We're not into any kind of fancy style. We prefer a truly practical and reliable work tool that easily tolerates muddy shoes and dirty clothes without making any fuss. And that's this typical Dacia thing. You've got a car, it costs little, can do quite a lot, and it doesn't get upset if you get it dirty somehow or really put it through its paces. That's the philosophy that lies behind it, and that's also what truly fascinates me. Just an affordable car that really delivers. We're going to check that now because it also has to handle terrain and it has to do it really tough. We've now observed that it truly excels at performing on the streets, surpassing its predecessor ever did. It's genuinely just an incredibly beautiful, cozy vehicle that somehow still manages to bring along that distinct sense of roughness with it. But the travel comfort has definitely increased. It's become quieter and a bit more comfortable. All done and finished. That's exactly how it should be. So I would say we've successfully completed the road test. It's truly impressive. you can genuinely feel the improvements. The car feels noticeably more mature but hasn't lost its charming ruffle. The unique Dacia DNA is definitely still very much present and easily noticeable. That it's just somehow all plastic. Yeah, it is like that. I like it. And now you've got updates. A cool charging cradle, just place your phone in and it charges. Air conditioning, navigation, quite a big screen here. All the info you need, we'll check it out in off-road shortly. You can actually display here, okay, what is the entanglement like? What is the tilt angle? The only thing I don't find so cool is that we no longer have a mechanical handbrake. So here, the lever, it's not there anymore. It's down here now. Electric handbrake. Yeah, that's just how it is. You've also got this cool thing down here for the climate. Nicely done. The Duster is now an even more comprehensive car. More mature, more capable, and even better than before. Sure, the entry price has increased by 2,000 euros, but you receive an incredible amount for what you're paying. Larger trunk, more space in the back seat, the entire entertainment system, and so on and so forth.
Rechts abbiegen.
Yes, I'm driving on the right side. You definitely get a more complete car overall. I seriously find it quite good. I have no idea. How long are we driving now? 20 kilometers or something? And you immediately notice if there is something, and there's really nothing that stands out to me as extremely negative. Honestly, I've been contemplating it constantly, but it's like, you know, USB-C is really crucial for charging the phone quickly and for the added convenience of charging two phones simultaneously. Whatever, you have an iPad with you, right? There's also an iPad mount for this thing here. That's wild. I'm only seeing it now. Wind noise above. We're going 100. Very, very little. But that means in reverse, it's really quiet when that thing isn't on top. Honestly, I can't think of anything I could really complain about, except maybe the plastic. But that's really the thing with Dacia, you know? They just straightforwardly say, hey, we're making it affordable. You can get leather at Bentley, right? I think we've almost mentioned all car brands by now. But the car, honestly, just puts you in such an amazingly good mood. And you simply know, which I personally find really quite nice indeed. Just having the reassurance and comfort that it doesn't matter if you get a parking bump now. The car is completely wrapped with plastic panels all around. So whether you end up getting a small scratch or maybe a bigger bump, it truly doesn't mean the world is ending. And that's the feeling that rides along the whole time, that you have someone who sticks with you through thick and thin and goes along with everything. The perfect boyfriend or the perfect wife. To infuse a bit of wisdom into this conversation, it's quite evident that in this situation, you certainly won't be winning any races. But no kidding, it's completely irrelevant. So, he's proven he can handle the street. Now, he has to demonstrate whether he's as resilient off-road as his predecessor once was. And whether he can tackle every task we assign to him, I'm extremely eager and quite curious to see how he ends up managing everything. We're getting the Duster dirty now. No mercy will be shown here. We're really going all in and giving it everything we've got. Bilsterberg off-road area, we are on our way. All right, Simon, let's get started.
Let's go ahead and place this thing right up on the roof now.
So, we're gonna drive up here like this.
That's also something that can definitely come up in everyday life.
I don't quite believe that's it. Just have a look here.
Friends in place far away in a house somewhere else. Yeah, okay, maybe that's not it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, all right, not everyday life after all. We should send an invoice for mowing the lawn.
What is that? Oh, park distance control. The cool thing is you can park distance, where was it now? When it becomes active again, you can actually take advantage of visual assistance offered by the integrated camera system. Let's drive through the sand bed now.
Ah, here you can then.
So can it do sand?
Yeah.
Sand was a simple and straightforward story. However, now things are going to become a bit more serious. Left ... So now we already have a proper side position here. Inside here, there's a bit of mud, and outside it goes up. I would say the rear wheel, the right rear, is in the air or was briefly in the air.
Yes, it's in the air back.
The wheel is in the air. I'll drive back a bit and then I'll come again, okay? Yo, the rear wheel is completely up in the air. That's just crazy, man. I can't see the street because of all the... Oh, here's my camera. No joke, seriously. I would honestly never drive along here if they hadn't told me, Matthias, you can truly drive anywhere. Fortunately, we currently have the camera with us to see Simon climbing around over there. Okay, there's something small that's a tiny, no, a big water hole. And now it goes steeply up the hill. I find it absolutely awesome, guys. I genuinely find it amazing what it can do. I've had several moments where I honestly said to myself, I wouldn't drive my car there. Or I wouldn't have had the courage to try it the other way around. 360-degree camera. Now we've got views from the front, the right, the left, and the back. So you can basically, if you drive up to a rock like this, I mean, you have to admit that it's pretty pixelated and there's really not much room for debate about that, honestly. Simon?
Yeah. It's not a 4K display.
No, it's not really 4K, but it is just enough to serve the purpose here. It serves the purpose here, exactly.
And it doesn't cost like a McLaren 4,400 euros more.
Then we have the all-road information. So we actually see, now we can start driving. First, the AWD power distribution.
You really get me with this stuff.
And you get, above all, how steeply it goes downhill. So, heading uphill. And just how much are we tilted to the side? It's 4 degrees. And now I can also have the camera display for myself as well. How steep that is. That's just 18. I mean, 18% is really incredibly high. If you go through there just like that. That's a water hole. I'll drive into it all. I would say we drive into everything until we're stuck. We said we'd be tough on him. I'll just drive everywhere now. And we'll see if we get stuck anywhere. But you know, it's really just like little kids, which is exactly the way it should be. Take a look here. It even says off-road hard right up there.
Oh yeah, now it gets...
We definitely can't head up there, but just looking to the left is intense enough. Take a look. We go this way.
I'd consider someone to be quite mad if they claimed you could drive a vehicle through there.
We're sliding too, right? We're back on 2 wheels. Wow, man, it goes even higher. 15% sideways. Dude, wait. Dude, we're just 30 centimeters in the air.
So I can't open my door here. Whoops. Whoops.
Oops, there's a bigger hole here. Now it's truly time for serious articulation. Just to clarify, we don't have any mechanical locks installed on this car at all.
They are pretty intense here, the entanglements. I mean, they're very, very deep. That just feels really uncomfortable to me, you know, and it's just a single branch here after all. I'm aware of that fact, but still it just feels completely wrong somehow.
The Dacia is capable of that. Now we can, I believe, put it into second gear here. Good. This is an off-roader. Wow, that's so cool. Oops. Oops. Holy shit. That's awesome. That's too cool. I don't think he can do this. This is definitely an off-road vehicle. I really cannot drive in there. It seriously doesn't appear to be a place where you could...
So reinfahren
Do you see the sign? Yeah. Yeah, but we said we'd test its limits.
Okay, let's do it now.
Small branch. Can't see a thing either. Every off-road enthusiast would say, you're such rookies going to a place where you can't see anything. Now here's another small climb. It gets really steep again. This is the water hole here.
But you can also easily get stuck there, I think.
Sure can.
As long as the mud doesn't come inside. But it really did well here.
Easy peasy.
Oh, see what kind of rocks there are. All right, come on, let's get moving, baby. We're really eager to make it all the way up to the top there. Oh man, dude, this is insane. We're hitting the black trail now.
This is by far the craziest off-road experience I've ever been on.
We shouldn't do.
That's the reason we do it, aligning with our goals.
Great, no red warning light has come on yet. That means we still have oil. Dude, that's badass. That thing, I mean, no kidding.
Above all, you really have to consider that.
We haven't been there yet.
It's just a Dacia. Not a 150,000 Land Rover Defender loaded with all the crap.
Hand-torn Dacia. With the weight of a McLaren 750S, it gets through anywhere. Now I'm really curious to see if we can actually make it up there. Seriously, I'm not kidding when I say this might just be the breaking point. We've managed to get through everything so far, but that might be because we're at an angle now.
Easy, huh? Hey, he does that. That's really no problem. Going up felt easier than coming down. I really thought it was the end. I genuinely believed that was everything.
Hey man, what kind of car is that?
Perhaps we indeed need to unlock a brand new level after all.
What new level do you mean?
I'm not sure. What else is around here? Wasn't there a 100% incline close by?
All right, but do we really need to subject ourselves to that? So this is currently the point of departure. Perhaps we could take a closer look at it. Let's see.
Where we were.
Now it begins to develop a more off-road focused look. Earlier we actually bumped into something causing a bit of a rumble, but I think we managed to, yes, look here, wedge some leaves in there. In the front, it scraped a bit one time, I think, but there's nothing on it at all. All good. We've conjured up quite a nice paint job. A bit, but we weren't driving fast. Everything's intact at the back. Truly fantastic. Just like this, and now we shall take a closer look at this. Watch out here! I'm telling you honestly, even if God himself showed up on foot, you wouldn't be able to make it up there. And coming down again, you'd only be rolling. We're definitely not doing that. Just take a look at how the car is positioned there. I mean, it's already extremely steep, and up to this point, it's still somewhat relaxed. But after that, it gets really, really steep. I'm so torn, I actually want to be willing. But then if you're doing something wrong, you drive into the cabin.
Oh, you want down there?
Yeah. Or you think up is easier.
I thought up is better, but up is tougher, I think.
Come on, let's open the barrier now.
How can we open it below?
Certainly we'll go down then. We'll open up the barrier and drive down. We'll ask around. Does anyone trust us with this? I'd be overgrown by now, as no one's driven here in ages. It might be one of those moments again where you have a really dumb idea and it gets expensive.
For any risks and side effects, please consult your instructor or the vehicle manufacturer, it states.
45 degrees, reaching fully at 100%.
Let's ask our vehicle manufacturer.
Let's ask below. Should we try for the 100% or not?
Ich habe gerade versucht, da hochzulaufen.
The climb isn't working.
Auf gar keinen Fall. Ja, aber probier's aus.
The issue is if we can't go up, we must come down somehow.
Ja,
In reverse, come in slightly angled, you'll end up on the roof.
dann mach mal.
Really on the side.
Ja, aber
Once we're halted, we will move slowly and very cautiously, guiding each one of you down to safety.
Great.
Klingt professionell.
Sounds like a plan.
Have you ever tried going up there with a vehicle, such as a G-Class?
Dude, that's just...
This is a wall.
That's what I truly mean. Going backwards. You slide. I was really hard on the brakes. I was standing firm on the brakes.
Were you at full throttle? Or you did the test then?
Exactly, I just wanted to test it.
If we slip, we slip. You just have to let it roll.
You have to let it roll. There's the damn wall right there, and there's a house.
But down here, you can really dig in.
I just want to try how it works. Okay, so it kind of works a bit.
Maybe you should release the brake a bit more, don't you think? Yeah, I did just that a bit. Oh, all right then.
Well, what's up? Hey, if we go down there, I felt like we could get up there. What happens when it no longer performs, right? The real question is whether we are going up now or not.
You can try it again if you like, but I...
I believe we can get up there. Yeah, sure.
Got enough run up here on the curve, and you can from this...
No, I can't take that much of a run up. I'll rip off my front bumper. Just like before, but make sure to pull through a bit earlier this time.
Can we maintain performance?
Try a bit, Simon. You can film a little, yeah?
What's your mode right now? Lock, right? On lock.
I'm really not sure. I'm not entirely convinced it's up to it. Just go ahead and give it a try, all right? Okay, that works, 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 that works.
I think it works. There was slip up front, but I think the power was okay.
Now it's really not being played. I want to achieve that because I believe it can do it. But that wasn't too little power, was it? No, he experienced some slippage up front. I'll head up there and lock, right? OMG, holy shit, what was that? I did it for real. Man, that was really way too close. Good grief. No joke, I'm seriously not messing around at all. I'm shaking like crazy. When I tense my muscles, it's like this. When I relax, it's like this. Oh shit.
Statement. Mega unbelievable. So Mats has got it all figured out. Awesome, 100%. I can't believe it. I can't believe it 100%. With the new Duster, Matza nailed it. Strong guy he
Is so unbelievably crazy. Because I really just want it. I've got no kidding. My whole body, including my arms, is so completely pumped with adrenaline. Let's go, guys. I'll just say, no one has ever done that with a Dacia. With a Dacia. Absolutely fantastic. Woohoo! Truly amazing, crazy. Dude, I totally crapped my pants. I'm so cold brown. My arms are shaking. I don't tense my muscles, they shake. I can steady them, but they still tremble. Dude, that was totally insane. And he's definitely got power for days. Completely enough, sufficient. Everything's cool. But the crazy thing was, it really just got wheel spin at the top because there's all this moss around. The materials that we've already somewhat smoothed out in our experiments, this stuff right here, this loose stuff, just look at how my hands are still trembling, man. It came loose, which led to wheel spin, causing me to become even slower. Wow, we've got absolutely no reduction gears whatsoever and no mechanical locks at all, yet we have the brand new Dacia Duster right here, folks. And with that, we're wrapping this up. I'm not driving another inch today, that's it. I'll put it this way, the car has proven itself whether there's no road, no country road. Obviously it can handle highways and off-road. So, man, this is an absolutely fantastic thing. Honestly, oh wow, I really wouldn't have thought. Didn't expect this, we did it, thankfully. So it wasn't the power or the tires, it was just the track because it was so slippery. This whole moss was spinning around. Holy moly.
It was raining earlier as well.
And it rained too, it was still slightly wet. I feel the adrenaline in my little toe, Simon.
You surely need some rest.
I need something to relax now.
We have something completely ready for that.
Something ready?
Yeah. Let's take a look at it now. So crazy, really.
I didn't expect it to handle so well. We tackled the toughest tracks, where the off-road expert advised us to avoid with this vehicle, saying it's better not to attempt those risky paths with this one. That's something for cars with locks and more ground clearance and blah blah blah. We'll drive black anyway. And the steep section, there's a kit for the trunk. It's called Sleep in Nature Pack. And you can make a bed out of it. Do you have anything with you? So what do you have with you to relax?
Sure, let's take a look at that now. Slightly more relaxing than just a bed in the car.
All right, come on, hop in. I've definitely seen enough off-road for the day.
Well, my man, you really earned that.
I'm going to need a calming tea time. So Simon, what's happening now? Where are we going to head next? No, we're out here in the middle of nowhere. What do you want to do here?
Something where you can really relax soon. After the stress you just went through. After having experienced the near crash. No, it definitely wasn't about control, but it was on the edge there. Just like we did earlier. Which way? Right here. Here? Yes, exactly. Can't you still say anything, huh? How am I supposed to know? Are we going to some restaurant now or what? Yes, something like that. Please drive through here once and then continue all the way up to the top, specifically to the point where it becomes really nice and narrow. We're heading out on the second off-road tour now. I got the impression you've really taken a liking to it, so I figured you'd be ready to go another round. I always want to go off-road, but with a Duster, that's a Duster. Good thing we have four-wheel drive, right?
He's done it, hasn't he?
Pretty crazy. The cool thing is, with such a compact car, you can already haul quite a bit. Does that go well? What then? Yeah, that's to relax. I can't believe this. You complained we didn't have a dot bed in the back, so I built one here. Dude, that's awesome. With a picnic and stuff? Picnic because we're both hungry, as always. Can't believe it.
I'm alone there, aren't I? That's something. Do we have another tent? Dude, what's going on? Is it my birthday or what? First off, we've got a little salad here.
The most perfect thing.
I'm feeling very hungry though. A nice slice of ham would be perfect now.
But please leave me some too.
Wait.
And over here is where the sleeping area is.
There are worse prospects. You know, man, this is truly awesome. Well, let me put it this way. You can't really end an off-road day on a higher note, actually, Simon. I must say, loudly and clearly. We should seriously consider setting up a Dacia tent. I mean, there's actually a tent that perfectly matches the car. This setup is already a bit too luxurious for typical Dacia standards. I mean, just take a close look at that.
I mean, you can't tell me that it doesn't fit somehow.
No, it's fine. It'll work out somehow. Planning to pull strings here or what?
Use contacts and swiftly put together something like this.
Place the camera over there, and then we'll go ahead and start preparing dinner. Thank you, Simon. Super cool pic.
Sure. Thanks for the ride.
Yes, very gladly. If it always ends like that, then you can come back. So guys, thanks for watching. As always, hanging out with the Dacia was fun, really amusing, and that's a sight for the gods. Absolutely delightful, truly wonderful. Until we meet again next time, goodbye.